Good evening, everybody. That was an abrupt ending to the music. Where's Reeves? There you are.
I'm here.
Why is this not letting me spotlight you? Are you not a host? Or am I no longer a host? There you are.
How are you doing? Let me spotlight
Good.
myself.
Good evening, Gift of Legacy family and friends. While Reeves is getting himself spotlighted, let us know if you're here for the first time tonight. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today feels like not a Tuesday for me. It feels like a Wednesday or a Thursday or something further down the week.
I think I know why. We normally celebrate, when we get closer to the weekend. And last night we celebrated, what was it, 65,800. It must be 65,900 today, or maybe more.
Wow. How does it get better than that? Considering
Wow,
what has it been?
about growth.
7 weeks? How long have we been going for?
Yeah, about 7 weeks now.
A growth from 7,900 people who joined us to 65,000. How many countries? 90 odd countries. Who has the
90
answer?
odd countries. Yeah. Let's see who has the answer for that. I mean, I'm sure we have some new people here tonight, so let's have a quiz before we continue. I'm sure Alistair will have an answer there. Alistair, how many countries are we in? Alistair, you better have the correct answer. Don't let us down. Don't let us down.
Don't let us down, Alistair. No pressure.
93.
Chris got in there before you, Alistair. Sorry.
No, I think Alistair got it first.
Ali got in before. Yes, there we go. 93 countries.
Wow.
Amazing. So wherever you're dialing in from around the world right now, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, you are so welcome. And it is such a joy and an honor and a gift for us to be able to share with you tonight.
Yeah. I see we have Susan here for the first time. Susan or Suzanne, not sure how I say it, but welcome to our Tuesday night. So we don't call it Tuesday night, we call it Tuesday night, because here you get to choose to be happy. You get to choose to join our family. You get to choose to spend this time with us, and we value your time and we appreciate your time. You could be anywhere, but you get, you chose to spend time with our superstar, Angela, and myself.
My brother from another mother.
So
I don't know if you saw the pictures of us on the groups. Any of those who are friends with us on Facebook, of Reagan and I in the boxing ring together on the weekend.
Yeah, we had some fun. And Angela beat me up. That's what family is for, I guess. That's what family is for. So who's here for the first time besides Suzanne or Susan?
Yeah.
And also, I mean, we have Zooms all over the world, but let's see who is here. Where are you dialing in from? Is it from South Africa, like Angela and I? Or let us know in the chat box, where are you dialing in from? Finland, Maria, it's always a pleasure to have you here. UK, Claire, it's a pleasure having you here. Namibia.
Connecticut.
Oh, welcome, Chrissy.
New Zealand. Utah. Palaboa, nice. Ireland is in the house.
Ireland is in the house.
Ireland. The most beautiful accent ever. The Irish accent. Seattle, hi.
We need to go there for some coffee.
Oh, he's on a roll tonight. We're in for a great night.
Wow. Alrighty. Global community.
I see that people are hopping on. I'm not sure how many people we've got on the Zoom. On YouTube right now. For those of you who have bandwidth issues, or that might just be easier for you to hop onto YouTube, you're welcome to do that. Our Zoom can house about 300 people. So, you know, for those of you who have invited people tonight, thank you for doing that. And considering our community is now 65,000 deep, it'll be really, really good that we try and make every effort to invite just one person to these Zooms if you can, so that, and you know, it doesn't have to be people who are here only for the first time. Those of you who have been on here every single night since we started this journey know that it's like being in a fire. And if you take a log out of a fire, it's so hard to keep it warm, right? So showing up is just part of showing up for an hour as on your abundance journey, learning and getting in touch with the community and helping you when you share as well, of course. So
basically stay close to the fire, stay close to the fire.
Yes, because things change every day in our space. There's always something new and exciting happening. So stay close.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, for those of you who don't know me, I am Angela, and I have been part of this community for over a year now. Well, January last year. Gosh, it's already March, Reeks. Like we're now like 15 months down the line. And this is my brother from another mother, Reagan, and he has been in the community for about the same amount of time, actually.
Same time, yep. Yeah, I remember the first time I jumped on a Zoom call, and it, you know, I had no idea what I was getting involved in, but you know, because I was introduced or I was invited by someone that is close to me. I mean, and you know, a few of you know on the call that Chris invited me into the gifting space, and I had no idea, as I say, what this was about. And when Chris explained it to me, I said, my brother, I really don't know what you are saying, but I believe in you and I trust in you. And I got on board and I haven't looked back. It's been an amazing journey this past year, and look where I am. I get to now share it with you, with all of you on this call.
Amazing. And for those of you who don't know Reeks, he, I mean, he's our military guy, right? Our soldier boy. He's the protector of our community. He's done many amazing things in his life, including serving in Iraq as a soldier. He has authored a book. Reeks, what is the name of your book again?
The name of the book is Breakthrough.
Breakthrough, and that's what Breakthrough with Reeks. Breakthrough. Incredible if you can get your hands on a copy of that. And he's also the guy who spends so much time every day solving the support issues that we have. He's around helping us with everything. He is truly the big brother of this community, and we love him so very much. He is a man with a big heart, and his wife, Alyssa, is also one of our presenters. And I am so glad to call you my friend, my brother, and, you know, now my boxing partner.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that introduction. I mean, for those of you who don't know Ange, I love to call her my superstar, but not just my superstar, our superstar. I mean, and tonight I get to present with that superstar. You know, what I love about Angela, besides the fact that, you know, she had the honor and the privilege on acting on stages all across the world. I know. When I was in Cape Town and we presented, I'm not sure if you were on the call, but there were pictures behind me of, it's a musical, hey, Ange, called Cats. And Ange, as always, the leading lady, just as she is tonight. So, you know, we've seen on so many programs like Sirvan Delan and Isidingo, to name just a few. But we have the opportunity of spending time with someone that doesn't just love people, but she has a heart for animals. And I've seen it when we were in Cape Town, when we went over to Kwaggasfontein. I saw the heart that she has, and that is just one of those things that I love about her. So Angela, it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be presenting with you tonight. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, giving us this opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to open this presentation and
let's do it.
We can share away. I'm going to close the chat as well while we're here, just for while we're doing the presentation. If I can get to it, there we go. And I'm going to hand it to you, Reeves.
Okay, Angela, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Tuesday night. As I said, our Tuesday night, because you get to choose. You chose to spend this time with us, and you chose to be here so we can share this amazing presentation with you guys. Now, you know, I love to say it is that there's power in a name. And if you look at this name, it's Gift of Legacy. Now, each and every one of us here have received gifts. I mean, and we love receiving gifts. We've just come from the festive season two months ago, and most of us have received gifts. And that word legacy, each and every one of us want to leave a legacy for our kids, leave a legacy for our family, and we always connect it to money. But tonight, let's think about it this way. That word legacy is not just about money. It's about living, giving, loving, and inspiring. Now, we are more than just a gifting activity. It's a gifting activity that's creating abundance. Now, as I said earlier, if you're on this call, you were invited by someone that thinks highly of you, not just highly of you, but someone that believes that you could benefit from this amazing community. So welcome once again to our presentation tonight with Angela and myself. Okay, just a little introduction. Now, Gift of Legacy, or what we like to call GL, is a gifting activity with an incredible algorithm built in so that everyone can ride on the boards of abundance. And you're probably asking, what are these boards of abundance? And Angela, as we go along, is going to share these boards of abundance with you. You learn all about a well-kept secret. Well, it's no longer a well-kept secret. We are 65,800 or maybe 65,900 by now strong. Okay. And we're already changing the lives of thousands, and also the gifting space. So the gifting community has been changing the lives of millions worldwide. So let's go. Now, so when you look at this, I'm not going to read through it, but I'm going to give you just a concise explanation. Now, for the past 2.5 years, each and every one of us were affected by the pandemic, by COVID. Some of us lost our jobs, and I was one of those that lost their jobs. And what it taught me is that sharing, caring, and gift economies and self-sufficient community living are arising as people join together to survive and thrive rather than competing. And that is what COVID, or the pandemic, has done. It's brought us together as a unit, as a community. There's a guy by the name of Irvin Laszlo. In 2014 at the Cultural Forum in China, this is what he said: either we will join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we will become extinct. And in this community, we've joined together, so we definitely will not become extinct as long as we keep each other, build each other up as this community. So just a little disclaimer. Okay, disclaimers are always important. This presentation is for information sharing purposes only and is not to be construed as financial advice. Neither myself, Angela, or any of Gift of Legacy's presenters or support team are registered or tax advisors. The information given is only intended to give examples of what a participant may expect. Now, who is it for? Now, I personally believe it's for everyone. Why is it for everyone? As I just mentioned, we all experienced loss during COVID. We all experienced a loss of income. Now maybe you believe in sowing and reaping like I do. Maybe you believe that give and you shall receive, or maybe you enjoy blessing someone that you don't even know. I'm sure most of us have driven here in South Africa, and you get at a traffic light and maybe you see a guy there, and you think, how do I bless this guy? I don't know him, but it gives you joy to bless him. Or maybe you want to take control of your life. You want to wake up whenever you want to wake up. You want to do for others whatever you want to do when you want to do it. Or maybe you enjoy helping others succeed in life. Someone said to me one day that if you want to succeed, help someone else succeed. So when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling upset, I always look for someone to uplift or for someone to motivate. Now, if you answered yes to any of the above, then we're ready to go through this presentation and get started. Now, a global gifting activity. Now, as you saw in the beginning, okay, we had people from Finland, we have people from the US, we in over 90 countries. So there's no limitations of borders. And as I said, we are now have participants and members in over 90 countries. And guess what? We are growing. We uplifting communities. Now imagine that we get to uplift communities while you uplift yourself, creating abundance and self-development together. Why self-development? Because we believe that breakthrough is a door that can only be opened from the inside. Work on the inside and you'll start to see it on the outside. Now, sacred economics. Financial gifting has been used around the world for centuries. Here in Africa, we call it the Ubuntu culture. Communities helping each other. It traces back to the history of money from ancient gifting economies. Now, it's 100% legal and off the mainstream system for decades. So it's blessed millions. These communities and this community has blessed millions, okay? Sharing of wealth into the hands of many worldwide. Millions of dollars get shared globally among people annually, monthly, weekly, and even daily, giving hope, education, and blessing people into abundance globally. It's decentralized. Gift of Legacy is not a company. We are not part of a company, no institution, no broker, or no trader. It's an interactive website that manages the movements and the boards in our community. All you need is a computer or smartphone or both, an internet connection, and WhatsApp and Telegram is essential because that's how we communicate. Peer-to-peer. Now, when I was introduced to this community just over a year ago, when I saw peer-to-peer or person-to-person, I actually joked about it the other day. I said, if it's not peer-to-peer or person-to-person, if it's not peer-to-peer, I don't want to hear. Person-to-person, gifts get paid directly to you into your account. No third party controlling any money, no tokens on a platform, and 100% risk-free. It's perpetual. Now, this is a word you will hear a lot of in Gift of Legacy. And you're probably asking, but what does it mean? It's ongoing, it's non-stop, and it's passive. I love that word, passive. Perpetual gifting and receiving over and over and over for generations to come. Gift of Legacy, as I mentioned earlier, is more than just a gifting activity. Why? We help each other grow and succeed while supporting each other and uplifting one another. You get to give from the heart, and that's something we love to do. You get to share the love, and you start to grow a team, and then you start to guide that team. Then you become a legend, and you start to build that legacy. Remember, live, love, give, and to inspire. We are a community with the same goal. You're probably asking, what is that goal? It's we want to change lives together for the better.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, over to you, my sister.
Together. Thank you, Reags. So Reags has given us a little bit of an outline of who we are and about gifting. And I also recall, like him, being invited to check out a gifting community when I first joined. And I was like, what is that? And so it was something that I'd never heard of. I thought it was probably like something that a small kind of group of hippies do. It wasn't, I'm a hippie at heart, so no disrespect intended. But I thought it was kind of like alternative and not, little did I know that, well, billions of dollars move around every single year in gifting communities around the world. So the beauty for me of Gift of Legacy is the magnificent algorithm that we have in place that manages this gifting. But before I get to that, I want to tell you a little bit first about how you get to join Gift of Legacy. And it's super simple. The one thing I would ask you before I share this with you is that try and not jump to conclusion as I'm sharing the boards with you. Try and keep an open mind. It's very difficult to get to absorb all of this in one sitting. So if you kind of leave here tonight going, okay, that sounds interesting, but I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds interesting, come back again. And I'm going to just try and break it down and unpack a little bit about what we do as a community, how these boards work and how we gift one another, because it's simple, but it's quite stunning at the same time, how people from over 90 countries around the world manage to gift each other, person to person, peer to peer. All righty, so let's get started. To enter Gift of Legacy, you require $100, and that $100 will be gifted to someone else in the community. It is the one and only time that you ever take money out of your own pocket, so you don't have to worry that suddenly you're going to get, halfway through and someone's going to say, oh, now you need to pay a commission, or you need to pay a platform fee, or, now the price is going up next year. We all gift exactly the same amount when we join. We all receive exactly the same amount, and that continues on and on through every board. I'm going to show you 4 boards. Keep that in mind. We all give exactly the same, and we all receive exactly the same, and you only take money out of your own pocket once. That's when you join for the first time. So per profile. As Reags was saying, our gifting is purely peer-to-peer. What does that look like? I join a board, I gift my $100, and the algorithm pops up a message to show me who the legend, that's the person in the receiving position, who they are, who the person is that I need to get hold of to gift. And I would get hold of them. Let's say it's Reags, and say, hi Reags, this is Angela. I am gifter number 3 on your bronze board. Where would you like to receive your $100, or where can I send it? And Reags will say, well, you can use Airtime, Wise, WorldRemit, Revolut, bank transfer, PayPal, crypto. We've got a whole host of other wonderful things that are options as well that are coming up, and we're about to share them with you. And then, or he could say, won't you please send it to my grandmother's account, or there's an animal shelter I want to support. Will you send your $100 there? Wherever it is that you and the legend agree for that $100 to go is where it goes. Nothing is kept here because there is no middleman. This is not a company. No one gets paid on a certain day of the month. As soon as someone lands on a board, they have 24 to 48 hours to get hold of you and to gift you. And it's as simple as that. So we have an internal understanding, myself and Reags and some of the other people, the other presenters. When I'm gifted on the $5,000 board by any of them, they will be bringing me a suitcase of cash to Seattle Coffee. So 100% peer-to-peer. All righty. I'm going to show you as we go through, we like to call it riding the boards of abundance. I'm going to depict you with an orange dot. I'm going to show you how you join a board and you gift the legend. I'm going to show you a little bit about how you invite like-minded people, like-hearted and like-minded. And we're going to look through the 4 boards, $100, $400, $1,600, and the $5,000 board. And then how you journey from gifter to builder, guide, and legend on each of the boards, and how on this beautiful journey, you, the first time round, get to receive gifts totaling $42,700 US. Yes, you are seeing that correct. You gifted 100. First time round, you are receiving gifts of $42,700. That's exceptional, we know. And I know these things sometimes look too good to be true. This is a mathematical certainty. It's not sort of some dream we're building up. We're not here to convince you. These are the facts. many people on this call right now have already been through this first cycle. So after you've gone through the first cycle, you're going to go into the perpetual cycle, perpetual journey. And once you're there, once you've made your way through the first time round, your gifts will then total $49,700. That's almost $50,000 on the $100 that you gifted into the community. It's like a 501% return on your gift, which is, I mean, if you have got somewhere else where that is happening, please let me know. No cross recruiting, but I'd love to know. So let's have a look at what this looks like. I'm going to take a bit of time to take you through the bronze board, and then whatever we do on the bronze board gets duplicated on the other boards. So let's have a look at that, and then we'll move through the others at a little bit of pace. So bronze board is where it starts, where it's all exciting. This is your foundation. You're gifting in $100, and when you exit this board, you're going to exit with $800. Some people do that in a day. Some people will do that in 6 weeks. It all depends, or whatever. It's difficult to put a time limit on it. It'll depend on how you and the community on your board work together to keep this board, to make this board move. So let's have a look. The boards now are much brighter as we're going along. You know, we haven't just launched and sat back and said, okay, well, that was good enough. Our incredible development team and our core team are constantly tweaking and making it better and better as we go along. So this is now full of beautiful, bright, vibrant colors, but the process remains the same. When you join the board, you land as a gifter, and there's your $100 that you're gifting to the legend on the board. This is your central spot. This is your receiving position. You'll notice it's just there's just two spins, and the third spin, you're in the legend position. So it's not a far way away to go. And you may not land in position 1. It'll depend on who invited you. You may land in any number of these 8 positions on the board. So for argument's sake, we're going to put you in number 1 over here. And once all the other 8 gifters have landed on the board and gifted the legend on the board, once the legend confirms that 8th gift, the board splits and you move up to the builder position. If you want more detail on the intricacies of how that happens, there's loads of training videos available on that, and or speak to the person who invited you. You can give you some of the technicalities, but once it splits, you move up to the builder position. And now this is exactly what it is. It is the builder position. So in a perfect scenario, you would land as a builder, and this would be the time where you start introducing or bringing onto the boards your 2 invitees, because that's the only other thing you need to go on this journey with us. $100 and 2 like-minded, like-hearted people. Now, I can't remember what the stat is. We used to use this like months ago, but I think, Alice, I think you had it somewhere, but it was like, I don't know, 600-700 people that the average person has on their telephone, on their mobile, in your contact list. There will be 2 people in your world who you can bring with, but then there will be hosts more who you know can benefit from this opportunity. Yes, invite them, but the system only requires you to have 2. How does it get better than that? So once you've brought your 2 in, and the other builders have all brought their people in as well, again, the board is going to split, and you'll move up to the guide position. I just want to make a little note on that. That is the perfect scenario. When you're in builder, you bring your 2 invitees, but this is not a multi-level marketing system. So you might land as a gifter and the board isn't moving, and you may invite, your invitees really want to get on, and so they may land in gifter number 1, like number 2 and number 3. There are variations on how this plays out. So don't get stuck on that. And downlines and uplines, that's not who we are. We are a gifting community, but this is how to do a really good build. And it's kind of best practice. So once you've moved through builder, you're in the guide spot. And let me tell you, I love being in the guide position almost as much as I like being a legend. You can't trump that, because you kind of know one more spin and then I'm receiving. And then it's so much fun. As a guide, that's exactly what it is. It's for you to inspire the gifters and the builders, to help the builders to, invite their gifters, to see if the legend needs anything. You know, this on this bronze board, as you move through, this is where you build your family. It's where you build your tribe. Some of them you're not going to like, and you'll be very happy when the board splits off, because 65,000 people, we're not all going to love each other. But others will become your best friends, because we're not here. This is not a fly-by-night sort of get-rich-quick scheme disappear situation. Our community had been going since 2009. And so now I found in the last year and a half, like Reagan, Chris, Gans, Petra, my gosh, Tim, these people have become my closest friends, the people that I spend my quality time with. So you don't know what's waiting for you when you give that sacred yes on this bronze board. This is where you are building possibility. So guide, that's what you're going to do. Once all of your builders have got their gifters in, there's this board fills with 8 gifters. And once that last gifter is confirmed by the legend, yeah, baby, you are in the legend position. It is so much fun. And you know what I've really come to observe is that as people, and this was true for me as well, I came with a fair amount of skepticism. In fact, I would even go as far as calling it pessimism. I was of the opinion that you need to work hard for money, that anything that's not mainstream is probably dodge and illegal. And we know now, because we've been audited, we've been investigated by the FCSA, we've had lawyers had a look at this, and Chris will unpack that a little bit more for us afterwards. But this is not a Ponzi. That they've given us the tick. This is not a pyramid. They've given us the tickets, and not a few other things that we've had a look at. But we'll share those with you another time, not to take away from this exciting spot. But when someone receives that first gift, something changes, because suddenly it becomes real. And where you found on your boards, people are moaning and it's not moving fast enough, or where's this person? It's like everything disappears with that first gift. Granny Sylvia, who's usually on our calls, was my first gifter. And I remember just crying. I burst into tears when I received my first $100. I earn a lot more than that. But there was something beautiful about some other humans somewhere in the world gifting into my dreams unconditionally. There's $100. I'm gifting this to you, and I'm trusting the process. It's a beautiful place to be, the legend position. And of course, because you're receiving 8 $100 gifts from all of the gifters who are coming onto the board. So you receive 800 gifts in total at this point. Now is where it gets super exciting. You've put in all that effort on the bronze board. You've gifted your $100. You've invited your 2 invitees. Now you're going to get the opportunity to do 2 things. 1, advance to the next board. And 2, super exciting, move into the perpetual cycle, your perpetual cycle. Let's have a look at what that looks like. As we said, you're not going to use any more of your own money. So how do you do this? Right, you've got $800 in gifts. Here's the best thing that you can do. Keep $400 back and aside to advance yourself to the silver board, and keep 1 gift, the $100 gift, to put yourself back in to the bronze perpetual cycle. So on your first time round on the bronze board, you get to keep $300. That's still 3 times what you put in. You've got your 100 back, and you've got 200 left. And now you're using the rest of your gifts to really kick off into the bigger boards and into the perpetual cycle. Why is this perpetual cycle so exciting? It's because once you then gift into the cycle, yes, you're going back to the gifter position. This is not a pyramid. We don't stay at the top. Once you've received your gifts, you're going back to gifter, and you're gifting another legend that we go around in and out the whole time. But look what happens when you're in that perpetual position. Because you've now advanced to the $400 board, you just got to cycle here. You don't have to put yourself up anywhere else. So every time you receive gifts in the legend position of $800, you only need to use 1 gift to re-enter your board, 1 of your 8 gifts. And that means you're going to keep $700 every single time you go through a $100 board after that, over and over and over to infinity. The only time that stops is if you choose not to re-gift in again. If you've taken your $800 and you've decided to buy out, I don't know anyone who would do that, but people have different reasons. Remember, you can will this. You can leave your position in your will to someone in your family or friends, whoever you choose. All right, so now it basically all works the same. So I'm going to move through this with a bit more pace, but here goes. When you've now taken $400 of your gifts, so you've placed yourself on the $400 board, the exact same things happen. You're going to move through the gifted positions. There's going to be 8 of you. You're going to move to builder. You're going to move to guide. The only thing that you don't have to do is bring more people. Please do, because you know it's going to push. It's going to give you a nice push, and it's just wonderful to contribute and into people's lives in this way. Give them this opportunity. But when you get to legend, you're going to receive this time $3,200. Why? Because those 8 gifters are each giving you $400 versus the $100 you get every time on the $100 board. Okay, $100 board, $100 times 8, $400 times 8. That's going to give you $3,200, and this is going to give you the opportunity to use $1,600 of that to advance yourself to the gold board, which we love, and also to keep 1 gift again to enter the perpetual cycle. So on your first time round, you keep gifts of $1,200 in your pocket. But let's have a look at the perpetual cycle, because that's where the fun really happens. Once you move on to that cycle, every time you receive $3,200, you only again have to use 1 gift to re-enter. You get to keep 7, and you get to keep $2,800 every single time. And this is a beautiful board to go through. Oh, I do love the silver board. And then there's the gold board. So now you're running, you're in the perpetual 100 bronze cycle. You're now motoring it through the silver cycle. And now you're on the gold board for the first time. $1,600 of your gifts you used to enter this board. And now those 8 gifters are going to each give you $1,600, and you're going to exit this board with $12,800. Yes, please. I'm definitely up for that. What do you do with your $12,800? Other than scream it from the mountains, hold back $5,000 to move for the first time to the platinum board. And platinum is as far as we're going right now. Who knows what the future holds, because our developers are so super amazing. I just want to say, like, diamonds are a girl's best friend, if anyone's listening. So you enter the platinum board, $5,000. And again, you're going to keep 1 of your gifts, your $1,600 gift, to move on to the perpetual gold board. So on your first cycle through the gold boards, you're keeping $6,200. And then you're going to use 1 of those gifts to enter the perpetual cycle. When you go through the perpetual cycle, every time you receive that $12,800, again, you're using 1 gift, and you will keep $11,200 every single time you move through a gold board. All right, the platinum board. I can't help myself. I'm sorry, I get so excited. Like, how do you not get excited about this? Platinum board, you enter with 5,000, and then after 8 gifters gift you, you will receive $40,000 US. Do yourself a favor, whip out your cell phone and just do a quick dollar, wherever it might be. Let me tell you, the rand, we moan and moan about the value of the rand, but when it starts, when you move from dollars to rand, it's very exciting. So same process here, except this is the highest board, so you don't have to advance anywhere. You're just going to, after you've completed your first round, hold back 1 gift to re-enter the perpetual cycle. You keep $35,000 US every single time you cycle on a platinum board, over and over and over and over and over again. And that is when you start being able to make choices in your life. If you are doing this every 3 months, every 6 months, even once a year, what choices will you be able to make? What dreams do you have that will allow you to do that? So quick recap. Every time you go through a $100 board, you keep $700. $400 board, you keep $2,800. $1,600, you're keeping $11,200. And on the $5,000, you're keeping $35,000 over and over and over. That means, as we said, first round, $42,700 in your pocket from gifting $100 and inviting 2 like-minded people. And perpetually, just short of $50,000, $49,700, mathematical certainty. We all gift the same amount. We all receive the exact same amount, 100% fair. As Reeg says, and he probably will say it now, there isn't a what to success? There's not a secret to success. There is a
system.
System.
System to success.
This is the system, a brilliant segue into guidelines for you, Reegs.
Thank you so much for that, Angela. You know, every time I look at that, it reminds me of why I believed in this and why I joined. As I said earlier, is that when I was introduced, I had no idea what I was getting involved in. And one thing I did know, though, it was going to move with or without me. And I'm glad that it moved with me. You know, I get to give my family a better life. And we love to say it's not a get rich quick scheme, but guess what? It's a get rich possible. But in order for it to be a get rich possible, you got to follow a system. There's no secret to success. As I said, there is a system to success. Now let's have a look at this system or have a look at these guidelines. Now, in order to advance, you know, from the bronze board, as Angela mentioned, and to the rest of the boards, you're required to invite 2 people to join. Now, I share this with 2 people each and every day. Why do I share it with 2 people? Because how can I keep it to myself? I'm about community. I'm about people. Why do I want to just celebrate this on my own? I get to share it with family and friends. Okay. Now, also remember, if you do not follow these guidelines or if you do not follow the system, you'll not be able to advance. You'll not be able to advance to the next board, the silver board, the $400 board, or the $1,600 board. You'll also not have access to the perpetual board. As I said earlier, for me, the perpetual board is my journey to passive income, passive residual income. You know that income where you wake up at 12 o'clock or you wake up at 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you know that you still have gifts coming in. Okay, so you want to be on that perpetual board. Now, remember, to activate this board, you need to follow the guidelines, okay, that apply to the first cycle. Okay, when you become a legend on the board and the 8 gifters have been confirmed by you, you'll then be able to access that board, that perpetual board. This allows you to become a gifter again on the same board, on a different board, with the same value as the one you just finished, as well as become a legend on that board again. So you'll always again on the next board become a gifter and then advance and move up and increase or propel yourself to the legend position. Okay, this cycle can be repeated perpetually, meaning it can be repeated over and over and over. One thing you need to remember, though, you aren't required to bring in more people once you advance, and the only money you ever took out of your pocket was your unconditional gift of $100 to the legend on your board. You're probably asking, okay, why Gift of Legacy? What makes GL or Gift of Legacy unique? Let me share this with you. It's user-friendly, okay? You'll have a unique personal profile. You know, you log into this profile and, you know, this profile is informative and it's very easy to use. And everything you need to succeed will be at the tip of your fingers. And you're asking me, what is that I'll need? There's training tools that we've created. You know, there's so many tools that the team has put together so that it could be easier for you to understand the system and to advance. Now, we have a fail-safe system. Okay, Gift of Legacy has various methods in the algorithm that keeps the boards moving. Now, I can tell you 3 that you know you could choose from. Number 1 is that you just invite 2 and you do absolutely nothing. That is not what I would do. As I said, I share it with everybody. Or you can do what I do and just share it with everyone and just keep inviting people. Or you can be like some and just wait for the algorithm. That is something I wouldn't do. I rather take control or participate in my own success. I'm not waiting for anyone to propel me. I will do it myself and I'll speak to as many people as possible. But let's have a look at this innovative algorithm that I mentioned. It's a groundbreaking algorithm. It takes care of the new participants while rewarding the existing participants. Personally, I do not, and this is me personally, I do not focus on an algorithm to lead me to success. I take and I participate, I take control in my own success in every single thing I do. Cross-pollination. Now, when you jumped on this call, you realize that we are a global community. Okay, now imagine jumping on the perpetual boards and you realize that, hey, I'm with people from Finland, I'm with people from the US, and that is the cross-pollination. You get to gift and receive from people all over the world. Now, remember another thing, and I mentioned this before, you are not limited to 2 invitees. Each profile must have a minimum of 2 invitees, okay? But you are not limited to this, okay? Although there's no limit to the amount of people you can bring to Gift of Legacy, but yes, you can bring a minimum of 2, but just don't stop there. Now we have a support team that work voluntary around the clock. So be kind to them. They work voluntary around the clock to make sure that every part or aspect of Gift of Legacy runs smoothly. We also have, as I mentioned, different strategies. I mentioned some to you. There's a fast track strategy. Okay, now the fast track strategy, there is an in-depth video that was done by the team that you will find on our YouTube channel. But I'm going to run through it just quickly, okay? Have a look at this. Remember I said you need to invite a minimum of 2 people. I like to say that it activates your journey, it activates your profile. But if you invite another 2 people, what happens? The system starts to reward you and it opens another silver board. Opens from the bronze onto a silver board. Then when you invite another 2 people or participants, the system rewards you again and it unlocks a gold board for you. When you invite another 2, so now you'll have 8 confirmed invitees under your name, the system will reward you and it unlocks the platinum board. You know, that board that was making Angela smile. And I imagine you get to invite 8 participants and all the boards are unlocked for you to propel yourself. You see, you don't have to wait for an algorithm. You can take charge and you can take charge of your own success and you can be responsible for your own success. Now, this is important, okay? Share Gift of Legacy with like-minded and like-hearted people. Now, why? Because you want to share people, you want to share Gift of Legacy with people that you know. You wouldn't bring strangers into your community or into your home, people that you don't know. And this is a community that we're building. Promoting on social media is not permitted because then you will start to attract the wrong kind of people. Okay, no filling of spaces. All your invitees need to duplicate the system. Remember, a system to success. Okay, a system to success. Bring in magic builders, not space fillers. Be the messenger, not the message. Invite people to the Zooms. You get to invite people to Zooms, and guess what? We get to do the work for you. Come to at least 3 Zooms a week. Why? Angela mentioned earlier, stay close to the fire. Okay, things are changing. We are always upgrading, and follow the AIDA system. Now you're probably asking, what's the AIDA system? Come on to training every Saturday. And also Chris and Candace have designed a PDF with the AIDA system. Find it, speak to the person who invited you. There's a recording on YouTube. You got to follow that system in order to succeed. Angela, you want to take us through this in closing?
Yeah. So Reeks has got a great saying, and I mean, I did see him sweating on Saturday a little bit in the gym. So he likes to talk about, he likes to say, you can take out a gym membership. That's not going to give you a 6-pack. Okay. If you're going to go and you're going to show up and you're going to stay close to the fire, then you have much better chance of succeeding quicker. I mean, there's, I feel like there's that saying, like, all roads lead to Rome, or all roads lead to Mecca, whichever version of it was. All roads lead to the legend position. That all roads will lead you to the $49,700 but it will depend on how much you put in, how much fun it'll be, and how quickly you will get there, between you and those around you. So the success or failure will depend on your willingness to help others. This is not something that you do just on your own. We are a community. This is a community build, and there's strength in numbers. And we've all seen this as we see hierarchical businesses and things like that collapsing around the world. It's now time, it's for the people. This is by the people, for the people. Those of us presenting, we are one of you. We are part of this community. And so if you work with the community, we work together, everyone will have the same outcome. Please note that it remains an individual participant's responsibility to ensure compliance with tax laws in your country. There are just too many countries for us, and it's not up to us as a business. There's an algorithm managing our gifting, right? Make sure in your country you are paying your tax, pay Caesar what's due to Caesar, and sort that out with your tax person. In most places, receiving gifts is tax-free, and there's a certain amount after that. It's capital gains tax that you have to pay a percentage of. To reiterate, Gift of Legacy is a decentralized platform. There is no third-party affiliation, ownership, or partnership anywhere. So if someone comes and says to you, give me your money and I will put you on a board, or they're asking you for a commission, no middleman. You can just come directly, and hopefully, someone who's invited you and loves you has brought you here, and you don't need to be associated with anything else. If you're joining Gift of Legacy through that, please know that's at your own risk. We know there are people that manage other people's accounts for them, and that's your arrangement. That's great. But please just make sure that you always check who's inviting you, double check. We're around, there's Zooms every single day, training all over. We are very visible at the moment. You can get hold of one of us if you're unsure. It's 100% peer-to-peer. No funds get paid to a platform ever, 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 ever. Not 10 Rand, not 3 Rand, nothing. All gifts are given to the Gift of Legacy participants, and only once you've landed on the boards, not beforehand. So once you're on a board, then you have to give, not before then. As we've said, we've got Zooms. Oh my gosh, there's so many languages now, we can't actually even keep up. But our main English Zooms every night at 8 o'clock, Monday to Friday, GMT +2, and then Saturday training. Now, Saturday training is super important. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in all the way up to Australia, you can still attend training. A lot of our American community are it's late night for them. They sort of wait up for training a lot of the time. Training is exceptionally important in terms of doing this journey with ease and joy. There's Afrikaans Zooms. I love the Afrikaans Zooms, German Zooms, Spanish Wednesdays. Spanish communities have grown to over 3,000 in a couple of weeks. It's wild. Our Asia Pacific team have got, there's Finnish, Italian, Portuguese. There's just more and more and more and more languages that are doing presentations. We know we've got the Iraqi presentation. And guys, this is really important that we understand how important Gift of Legacy is right now in the world with everything that we're going through. To be able to just be online, be able to receive gifts, receive money from wherever you are in the world, by just having a phone, internet connection, and being able to just connect. It's as simple as it can get. And really, for many people around the world, and as things feel unsettled, is going to bring great change and a great new way of looking after each other and distributing wealth. Currently, we have 3 official Telegram groups. It's where we kind of connect. Gift of Legacy Official is our big group, over 13,000 people on there. If that gets too busy and noisy for you, because lots of messages go on there, make sure you join the GL Official Info group, because that's where we just post the important stuff. And then the testimonial group, super important. That is where you get to hear the stories of success. I'm going to skip through all of this. I want to say thank you so much to you for being here with us tonight again. For those of you who show up every night, and for those of you here for the first time, what a joy to have you with us. Reeks,
Yeah.
have we got
Thank you
anyone
so
who's getting a
much.
testimonial tonight?
So I thought about this. Think about this. We have about 5 minutes. So I'd like to have maybe one testimonial. You're more than welcome to put your hand up if you want to speak. It's not compulsory, but you know, there's Colin. Colin has put his hand up. Let me ask Colin to unmute, and I will add spotlight. Hey Colin, how you doing?
I'm fine, yourself, Reagan and Angela. Excuse
Yeah.
my no shirt. It's very hot where I am.
Yeah, I know it's hot, yeah.
All I can say is
take it away.
you guys do a great job. And what
Thank
Reagan
you.
says, invite 2 people a day. I can tell you, I know where I'm going with this. I'm on many boards, and because I'm always thankful to George Kaduri. He helped me a lot. And then Granny, I don't know if she's here tonight, but even Granny helped me a lot in the beginning. And I can just say that this does work. It is working. I'm receiving money. I'm on 3, with my wife, we're on 3 silver boards. Yes, they are waiting for, and I know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, because I was on the board last week, and then all of a sudden, boom, it filled up and it's in spun, like in 3 hours. So the algorithm is working. People don't get discouraged. What you need to do is do your work on the bronze board. You need to put in the effort to find your 2. In fact, get your people lined up like in a queue behind you. Then you find out when your board will spin quickly. If you don't do that, then don't moan. I see a lot of moaning and groaning and moaning and groaning. Stop moaning. Just put in some effort. That's all.
Yep.
A little bit of effort. You know, I told my son-in-law tonight, do some effort and come to some Zooms and stop moaning and groaning. He didn't like it. But that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Colin.
Let's work. Let's work. This system does work. They were true when they said the secret to success is what? Is a system. And it's working.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing
Colin,
that.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, I just like to say that we all can win at this. We all can win. You know, I only listen to music that uplifts me, and the song I played before we came on, it was "We in it to win it." Now, I never ever do anything without the mindset of winning at that thing, or I never partake in anything if I'm not going to give my all. But I want to let you know, I don't expect to go through it smooth sailing. I expect the road to be rough and tough. I expect the sea to be rough and tough. But guess what? You see me? I'm the one that's going to push through. I'm not going to worry about anyone else's journey. I'm the one that's going to push through. That's why when this was introduced to me, I looked at Chris when he introduced it to me. I didn't understand it, but I said, I'm going to give my all at this, no matter what happens. And for the past year, I've had some rough times in my journey. I've had those times where I didn't know where this was going to work. I had some times where in my mind, I thought, you know what, I'm going to quit. And then I had to speak to myself and say, listen here, when you joined this, you said to yourself, you're going to give your all. Are you giving your all? And I had to sit down and speak to myself. So no matter what you're going through, you're going to get through it if you put your mind to it. If you put your mind to it, put your heart to it, then you're going to get through it. Okay? Remember what we said? Participate in your own rescue. Participate in your own rescue. You know, the main thing, Anne, just why are you doing it? You got to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Now, most people are going to quit on the first board. Unfortunately, most people are going to quit on the first board. Why? Because it's a tough board. You know, you gotta work harder there. But if your why is strong enough, you'll never quit at anything. You'll never quit, because you see, I don't do it for me, I do it for my family. And when there's a struggle that comes, I look at that struggle and I say, wait a minute, I do it for my family. So no matter what struggle comes, I do it for them and not only for me.
Yes, having a strong why.
Yeah.
Why? That would be a really good question. And then when you know what your why is, I always think like, oh, when I feel like it's getting a little bit tough, I'm like, well, my gosh, you know, what do people normally do to get $49,700 US? Like if you were doing a regular job, how many hours would you put in? Like what would you be doing?
Yeah, true.
You know, and I think it's retrospective. Like if someone gives you, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'll do anything. You know, it's like someone says, I'll give you $1 million. What will you do? Anything. Well,
Exactly.
it's almost $1 million. It's almost $1 million rand. So how much will you show up?
With great reward comes great sacrifice. And remember, you will never be rewarded for the work you did not do.
Yes.
Remember that you will never be rewarded for the work you did not do.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Ursula is asking if there is a presentation in Russian. Yes, we do have a team in Russia, and I think that they have translated, but I'll just double check. But I'm not sure when the presentations are, but the presentation itself has been translated. Reeks, your brother, is he close by? Do you want to talk to anyone? For those of you who've been here for the first time, thank you. Any of the information that may follow now is really just for the community. So you're welcome to hop off and come back on tomorrow night to hear more. Riggs, is Chris wanting to say anything on the...
Nah, Chris is good. He's actually here. He's actually here with me. He doesn't have much to say. Besides, he loves each and every one of you. And as he said, he'll do whatever it takes to make this work for each and every one of us. And, you know, Chris and I spent the day together working around the clock to make this work. Now you do your part. But anyway, have a blessed evening. Thank you all so much for spending this Tuesday with us. Now you go and get to choose whether you want to be part of this community or not. God bless you and
best
good night.
Best shoes I ever made. Even better than the Jimmy shoes.
Yeah.
Ow.
Good night,
Love you
everybody.
guys. Thank you for being here. See you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with Tim and Petra. Lots of love. Tsunami of love.
Good night, everybody.
Well, let's unmute you so we can hear you all. Or ask all to unmute. There you go.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Chrissy.
Hey, Angela. Hey, Reed.
Night, Chrissy.
Bye, guys. Awesome presentation, guys. Well done.
Night.
Next day.
Thank you. Charlie.
Bye,
Love
guys.
you.
Live long and prosper.
Hi, George.
Love you. I love you.
Love you, my pie.
Love you, Mama.
Hey, Johnny, Moses.
Petra.
Good night, family.
Charles.